Hey there, beer tubers! Welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Here tonight in Charlotte with the Fuzz. Fuzz's hometown, actually.
Yep.
And on the way up here, we decided to pick up some beer, obviously. And we got a beer from Miramichi's new Maritime Brewing. Ooh, fancy shit.
It's called The Very Best.
The Very Best Juicy IPA. 6% ABV.
It has seagulls on a boat.
Mm-hmm. Nothing but the very best seagulls.
The SS French fry.
Yes, such French fry.
Yep.
If you're looking for a hazy IPA with big, bold, juicy citrus aromas and flavors, this is the boat you want to be in, bursting with flavor. Every sip will have you feeling, as we say on the river, it's the very best. And it repeats in French. Independent craft brew. They're actually part of the independent craft brew stamp. Yay. So these guys, I think they opened last year.
The New Maritime?
Yeah, New Maritime. They opened recently. So I think it was... I think my former boss, before he retired, I forget if he had family or if he had friends that lived up there, but I know he was telling me about this brewery, and yeah, so I got the chance to go visit this place when on our way through. It was actually the first one we stopped at the way up to northern New Brunswick.
Very, very hard to get to in a more industrial part of town, and it's an old old mechanic shop.
It was an old Speedy Auto Glass. I think it was like an auto glass shop, and they converted it into a brewery, which looks very nice inside, you gotta admit. Yeah,
it was very nice inside. Everything was well done. The big bay doors is where you go and drink your brews, and it's in the back where they brew the brews. And here, we're going to open the brews.
Mm-hmm. We're going to open said brews and keep this video moving. Ooh. Now, we picked these up right at the brewery, so they smell super fresh.
Yep.
Like, do they have a date or anything stamped in the bottom of this can? They do. 7/9/2021.
So like,
it's like July 9th.
July.
So that's 2 months old.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. That actually smells really fresh for 2 months old.
It has a gradient, so it's a little lighter at the bottom and a little darker at the top.
Now, I will say this, like, it does look hazy.
Yeah.
But it like almost in the traditional sense, like an older, like, East Coast IPA. As far as maybe there's sediment in the can I gotta stir up and pour in, but it doesn't have that opaque, completely hazy like you would expect from a New England IPA.
No.
It's not quite see-through.
Nope.
But it's not as hazy as you would want for a New England style.
Right. Is this a New England?
Well, they're calling it a juicy IPA.
Yeah.
So I would presume that that's what they would mean by it.
Okay.
Like juicy IPA, fruit, lots of fruit flavors, a little bitterness.
Yep. Take a sniff.
All right.
Oh, very, very flavorful.
Mmm.
I mean, I can smell a little bit of pine.
There's a little bit of pine there.
A little bit of poison.
There's a little, it's got grapefruit. It's got...
Yeah, big on grapefruit.
A little bit of passion fruit.
Yep. Oh, yes.
A little biscuity, actually. I can get a little bit of malt in that, like caramel malt in there. Bready.
Yeah. Yeah, bready.
Like brown bread, almost. It's... And biscuits.
Yeah. More, I don't know. I don't smell the brown bread in it, but I don't smell.
Well, it's sweet. It's like sweetness and anyway.
Well, yeah. And the head's still kind of keeping.
Yeah, and it's got like that almost like the zest of the fruit, where it's got that like that breaking open something fresh, and it's got that subtle, almost piney kind of.
Like if you kind of just smashed open a juicy orange or a grapefruit, and the citrus just kind of
sniffed it right away.
Yeah, and the citrus just kind of sprays up in the air.
Yes,
that's the kind of.
It's like the orange zest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
There
zest.
You go. It smells like orange zest. There you go. All right, let's put her down the hatch.
Down the hatch.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Wow, that's really good. Clean, very clean.
Clean. It's definitely more malt forward than I would expect from like a New England IPA.
Yep.
It's almost like like East Coast IPA, like straight up just plain ordinary East Coast, where it's got the well-rounded malt backbone on the intense bitterness. It's not super intense bitter.
No,
but it's got a good balance. Like it despite it being a little on the sweet side, it seems relatively well balanced.
Yep. It's so on the tip of the tongue.
Oh, damn.
On the tip of the tongue, a little spice.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
In the midsection, very very fruity.
Yeah.
The back end, a little dry. It makes you want to take another drink. It really does. It makes you want to have
another. It's a little dry on the back, and it's kind of got like the way that when we were at Festival yesterday, the way he described the dry hopping process, like it kind of tastes like fresh cut grass or something like that.
Yeah.
But in the back of the palate, you can tell this thing was dry hopped.
Yeah.
But it's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of curious if I stir up the rest of the can and pour it in. Is it going to be hazier? Not really.
No.
Yeah, so I want to say something about this. I have had this before. This showed up in NB liquor stores around the province. And maybe it was just like the first round of cans that they had produced of this, but I didn't care for it before because
really?
it tasted kind of like very malt forward and biscuity and it tasted almost like something had something wrong with it, and I wasn't impressed. This is really improved.
So here's the thing. Did you see the date on the can on your first one?
No, but I think it had just come out. But I mean, you got to keep in mind like when. That batch, of course, batch variation. The beer is going to change over time, but they're going to tweak and improve the recipe every time they brew it.
Yep.
So that was the first time that I went into a mass market. Is it really fair to compare the first batch with? I mean, sometimes a batch is like awesome at the start, and then it starts to
go downhill.
Go downhill as it gets older. But in this case here, it's one of those beers where it's gotten better with a little bit of time. Now that they've made it a few more times. Now, I don't think that I would call this a New England style IPA. This is like maybe a subtly hazy East Coast IPA, but it's still, I like it. What do you think of it?
Well, I tend to agree. It doesn't sound like a traditional IPA, more East Coastish. I'm not a big fan of the dryness at the end. It's kind of you can really taste the dry hop. We give scores out of 5, right?
Oh yeah, we rated it 5.
So I'm gonna give this a 3.25.
3.25.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd give this give the Nick rating to a 3.75 out of 5. I actually am really enjoying this.
Yep. No, it's a good beer. I mean, pass is 2.5. Yeah. For me, IPAs they've started to grow on me. I always started marking them at 2.5 and below.
Yeah.
But as my tastes kind of mature and I get into a little bit more complex IPAs rather than lagers. I'm seeing that you can steer away from the hard grass piney IPAs and still enjoy an IPA, or what's called an IPA, right? I do enjoy this. I give it a 3.25. Something I would actually pick up again and drink. I would have no problems. I'd have no problems going down the Miramichi River in a tube with a can of this or a 6-pack of this. That would be very good. No. Yes. Thanks.
You're right. Anyway, I like IPAs. I'd probably get this again.
What's the APV?
Like that. 6.
Ooh, 6.
Anyway, good job. New Maritime, that's a good beer. Anyway, yep. I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews, live pre-recorded from Charlotte, New Brunswick. right up in the north, like the northernest tip of New Brunswick. Like literally, we had just taken a trip. It's 20 minutes, 25 minutes from here to the Quebec border. So
we got some cheap macro,
which you might see on the channel. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you folks later.
Cheers.